Welcome back everybody, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2. Where we left off last time, we just arrived in Tikawara. We also gained a level 4 arriving in Tikawara, so that's kind of neat. We'll quickly level up. Intimidate and Athletics for our main character. We get to choose one whole ability for either class. I really want next tier skills, because I kind of want like Uncanny Luck. That'd be really good for us. Alternatively, we can actually get a spell going. We actually have no Cypher spells. We should probably get some at the moment. We're very good at meleeing, but we're not very good at actually doing other things. Stealing armor rating might actually be really useful. I think I'm going to give that one a shot. Yeah. Okay, body attunement done. Next character, Athletics for our warrior, who looks really cool with his death mask. And streetwise, of course. Probably going to be refreshing defense to keep us alive. We could also get spell resistance or overbearing guard or reaping the whirlwind. I think I'm going to go with the refreshing defense, though. Yeah. Oh, we get two abilities. Never mind. I'm also going to take Unbending, probably. Or maybe I will take that, where is it? Ooh, what's that? Increases the amount of damage dealt by critical hits. Nice. Overbearing Guard. Disengagement hits have a greatly increased accuracy and damage. Yes. Let's do that. Actually, what's this? Sorry. Clear out swoops the prior fighter's melee weapon in a large arc, making a primary attack on each foe and knocking them back and prone. That'll be next level's ability. I want him to be the best guard he can be.
What can I do you for?
Our priestess is getting Religious-y and Alchemy-y. We get level 6 spells now. Improve criticals, spell resistance of course, martial caster. Reduces the time it takes to complete a weapon summoning spells cast. Interesting. Creature summoning spells. What do we got? We have Salvation of Time. It's an okay ability. Summons an extraplanar ally loyal to the priest. Probably gonna go with that one. Or Pillar of Holy Fire, which is amazing if you can do it properly. That's a tough call because I kind of also. I think we're gonna go with the Spiritual Ally. But oh, we get two abilities, right? We're also gonna grab the Pillar. There we go. And our Ranger leveled up. Mechanics and Bluff. So she can get level 4 Rogue abilities or level 4 Ranger abilities. She's already got most of the Ranger abilities she wants. Tough call. We could probably get Takedown. Might be a really useful ability, actually. Or we can get Heal Companion, which is also a very useful ability. Okay, that's what we'll do. Moving on.
I hear you.
A ship! I am saved!
I don't even know who you are. Your name is Vector. The dwarf fans himself with a dish rag. His face is dark and shiny with exertion. Sweat colors wide crescents on his shirt. He looks at you like a drowning man would at dry land.
Deliverance at last!
He lets go of a heavy sigh.
Weeks I've been stranded here. The Valiant Trading Company sends no one. Unless...
He squints at you, dabbing his brow feverishly with a corner of the rag. They hired me to find an expedition. I take it that means you.
Perfetto. You come not a moment too soon.
With an anxious swallow, he glances over his shoulder at a sleepy, ramshackle village. His gaze darts from one grass-thatched hut to another as if expecting some unspeakable horror to emerge. What are you looking at? He isn't fixating on anything in particular, but his eyes widen with unease whenever one of the island Omoa draw near. He flinches and clears his throat.
Governor Alvari would have told you that we were searching for Luminous Adra in Pococohara.
Yes.
I worry that Ruano, the local chieftain, gave Captain Bez and my crewmates a false lead.
He knots the rag in his hands, pulling it taut.
Or didn't know the way himself and was just trying to impress the outsider.
Maya winks down at Ishiza.
Ugh, this is a terrible place.
He frowns up at Maya. Why would he do that?
Why would I go bobbing for reason in shark-infested waters?
He waves his rag like a handkerchief.
You get a pass because I like that one.
Maya folds her arms and grins.
Ruano was the last to speak with the captain before she set sail. He squats in the hot northeast of that pitiful market.
He nods towards the gutted hull of a ship.
I would have joined her, but my stomach... something did not agree. Now it is weeks since they should have returned. I'm only the galley cook, not a search party.
He nurses his stomach and winces.
I'd say he's one clove short of a bulb.
I agree.
A cozy for my staring. It is unusual to see one of the locals so outfitted.
He glances up and down at Maya, mostly up.
More unusual than a dwarf with no sense of direction.
Vector isn't a Valian name.
Bargroon. My grandparents gave up their nomadic ways when they moved to the Republics. But I see the appeal of staying in one place, one safe place.
He dabs at the back of his neck and glances around. Well, here's to hoping your crew makes it back.
Since you arrived, I have cause to hope for their safe return. Ak?
Not really.
Payment is assumed with the company. They are quick to buy what they do not have.
He nods, the first sign of relief showing in his red-rimmed eyes.
The
He
captain
supplies.
left all but the essentials with me. I have sustained myself trading with the villagers. Ekosi, but I'm almost out of ale.
He gives you a weak smile and shows off his wares. You have unlimited water and hardtack. You could eat and drink forever. You also have Aquinas tricorn, or Acina. Plus 5% ranged accuracy, minus 20% reload time. It's actually really fancy. I might pick that up, possibly. Okay,
I must watch the supplies at the trading post. You will come to check on me, yes?
sure. Everything here is stealing,
Captain, let's go.
but I might be able to stealing a little bit.
Not happening.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that fish.
Ishi, quiet time.
Oh yeah, we should be fine. Done. I guess nobody really cares that we're
Captain, not a problem, Captain.
looting their stuff. Who's him,
Oh,
he?
filthy lizards. Even here.
The woman stands outside the half-finished building, arms crossed, as if in protest of any shelter it might offer. She looks like she's scowling, but the scars on her face make it hard to tell.
An outsider in Tiquara? Who are you, stranger?
Her hand strays towards a hide belt, cinched tightly about her waist. I'm Eltimar, captain of the Invincible
A
Five.
captain! If you had sailed downwind of the island, you would have moved on, I say. I tell Ranga Ruano that the stench of Tiquara will drive away friend and outsider alike. Do you smell it?
She flares her nostrils and grimaces.
You must be thankful that Bereth enclosed your nose with that shell of a face.
What are you talking about?
I speak of the Lagufath.
She growls.
There is no food on this barren island that those monsters do not steal.
Yeah, but how could you say no to those little faces?
Always they circle our village looking for weaknesses.
She shakes her finger, making an argument she seems to have made many, many times before.
I push the cage with the young ones farther toward the beach, but I smell them even here.
The young vermin are a delicacy in some of our tribes.
Akira, we've considered many alternatives to Koiki.
Himui grins at the prospect.
A week ago, I tracked the fish to Hoina Ravine, so I challenged the Mataru to a hunting competition. My mother's belt for the brood mother's head.
Grinning, she thumbs the hide belt slung across her waist.
It is not every day that newcomers land on our beaches. What say you show me how outsiders deal with Lagufath?
A little competition sounds like fun.
Understand they are animals. You must rely on blades, I say, not words. Hunting tales of our ancestors say the brood will scatter when their fish Ranga is killed. No need to chase the children if you cut the head from the mother.
She makes a sweeping motion across her neck. 2 supplies.
Am I a Kuaru? Do I dirty my fingers with coins 1,000 hands have touched? Never.
She spits.
Go see the sweaty one, the dwarf. He washes his hands sometimes.
He is technically the tavern, I guess. Let's go to the cage. See what's going on over there.
Quit
There's-
your chirping. I have no fish for you.
Iho, who is leaving. You could just open the door, but looks like people wouldn't like that very much.
Full tides.
The fisherman lowers his head in greeting and wipes his hands on his sarong, which is mottled with fish guts. He doesn't meet your gaze. Why are these Lagufaith caged?
Kimwihi and the other Mataru found them when they explored the island.
He looks at the creatures with mingled trepidation and disgust. They bare their teeth in response, flies buzzing about their clouded, gunky eyes, and the dull patches on their scales.
Said maybe we train them to build. And if the soil and sea are misers here, then we eat them.
He shrugs, scratching at his incurved belly.
Oh, Captain Stinkfeathers here has choked down his share of Lagofath eggs.
Ishiza chirps up at her and waggles his tail feathers. He blinks at your companions impassively, glancing towards the sea with an air of mild impatience. What can you tell me about
The
Tikawara?
high tide is stingy with fish, and the low tide even more so.
He points down the beach to a lonely rack strung with a few scrawny fish.
Well, the fish do not swim to you, brother? Strange.
Akira, for Ngadi does not bless us all equally.
Kiho swallows and glances towards the sea.
What more you need?
Nothing, that's really it. Not a whole lot to say to you, I guess. Where else do we have to go? I guess up to the chieftain's hut or to the Karu hut. Those people are not important enough to have names. The Kwaru hut, sorry. There's Hirama here.
Step back, all of you.
The broad-shouldered Amoa at the center of the huddle, takes a cautious step back. His gaze never breaks from the tribesmen who have him surrounded, and his hands never stray far from his weapons.
You've all got the wrong idea. I'm waiting for a shipment of sailcloth from the homeland. Is that going to be a problem?
His expression turns stony as the implied threat crosses his lips.
Then what say you about this? Coded gibberish, or I'm an Orlin.
Someone from the crowd tosses a sheaf of papers to the ground by Hirama's feet. The assembled tribesmen mother their assent.
Damn it. He's about 2 seconds away from starting a brawl. I've got to step in.
Maya furrows her brow. Does this have anything to do with us? Furrowing her brow, Maya ignores you and sets her attention on the crowd. She clears her throat loud enough to turn heads in the direction of your party.
One against a mob isn't exactly even. Ever heard of a fair fight?
Ah, damn it. Maya cracks her knuckles and rolls her shoulders.
Ha! Company warships blow our canoes to splinters, and you call us unfair? You foreign imps are all the same.
Turning to you and Maya, Hirama gives away no recognition other than a flicker of gratitude. What seems to be the problem here?
As surely as sharks circle spilled blood, this one has been casting an unwelcome shadow on our village.
One of the villagers steps forward and gestures to Hirama.
We found coded documents in his quarters, and he defended himself with lies. Outsider spy.
Mutters of assent arise in volume from the assembled villagers. We can do insight? What makes you think it's anything nefarious?
Because Rawatai hungers after these isles, like a tiger lurking in the tall grass and whetting its chops.
If you townies are dumb enough to go blundering into an alpha predator, you deserve what's coming to you.
Maya squares her stance and shakes her head.
Who are you to speak in his defense? And who is your traitor friend who postures like she is not one of us?
Jeers and rude gestures fill the air, many of them aimed at Maya. I'm the one who's going to bring the wrath of Barath down on your heads.
Akira! Is that the Watcher who sailed to Nekataka with an army of spirits?
Anxious murmurs of accord.
Hirama, we will have eyes on you. Cause no trouble.
The leader of the gang points from his eyes to Hirama's, and the signals the rest to depart.
I owe you thanks for that, stranger.
The big Rawataian stands at ease and looks you up and down, nodding with approval.
Now here is a welcome sight.
He turns to face Maya, and his smile brightens his features.
Is that little Ishiza? Hop over here, you old terror.
Hirama opens his arms and Maya's bird darts enthusiastically closer, pecking at Hirama's shins.
Ishi town. You don't know where he's been.
Maya arches her brow, smiling in spite of herself. Don't I get an introduction?
Captain, this is Hirama. We were shipmates on the Flying Buttress.
She nods to him, their eye contact lingering an extra moment. They were bang buddies.
That's a word for it. You could also say we were...
Loyal servants of the homeland. That's enough out of you.
Maya touches her brow and shakes her head, hiding the hint of a smile.
Afraid this isn't a social visit. This comes from up high.
She hands him a roll of parchment. His demeanor hardens the moment he unseals the missive, warming his tongue over his teeth. Hirama lifts up the parchment to view it against a light source.
Atsura's up to his tricks again, I see. Thank you, Maya. I've been waiting for this.
That sounds malicious.
Maya, why is he asking?
Hirama squints at you, hesitating to say more.
Captain, later. I promise we can discuss it later.
Okay.
I guess we're done here. It's been, well, sort of like old times. In a good way.
Maya grins, planting her hands on her hips.
Especially seeing you coming and going again. When the dust settles, maybe we could...
He trails off, shifting his weight.
Maya
rubs the back of her head, her gaze wandering over to you. His eyes widen with surprise and he grins, offering a congratulatory nod to you both.
Say no more. Good luck in your travels and other adventures. Ishiza, you keep your feathers clean.
He salutes Maya and steps back with a wink. Aw man, everyone knows we be banging. Although we haven't even done that yet. So there's a shrine. That is a giant statue to Nagata. Let's go into the Kwaru hut. Why not? Maybe there's lootables in the tiny, tiny hut. That's not as tiny as I thought.
You were saying? Still as a pond.
Go there. There is Wahada here, and Rongi. Whatever. Oops. Did not mean to minimize. There we go. We also need to talk to her.
You probably have some questions about what we've been doing.
Yeah, I do. Maya's sighs nodding.
We found Hirama in quite a state, didn't we? It's no wonder you'd be curious about what's going on. Hirama is a sociable type of guy. Getting to know people is as easy to him as breathing is to you or me. Atsura set him loose so he can get to know as many people as possible.
He's a spy.
That's one way you could put it. He's keeping an eye on Tikawara. Who comes and goes, what sorts of things they discuss. Atsura is committed to a more peaceful deadfire. But he's just one man. He needs good people to shoulder the burden with him.
That mob said he had coded missives. Is that true?
Maybe. Probably.
Maya shrugs.
Let's just say we're not the first people to deliver Hirama a missive that looked like one thing and read like another.
What have we been delivering, Maya?
Truthfully? I don't know. They looked like ordinary documents to me, but I'm sure that's how Atsura wanted it. Atsura has a new code for every hour of the day. He probably has cipher keys tattooed all over his body.
So Hirama is just eyes and ears?
Only Atsura knows for sure. Hirama might not even have all the facts. I certainly don't.
That's all for now.
You have every reason to be suspicious. Just trust me that this is all for the best. I wouldn't lie about that.
Let's be off then. This better be for the best.
What is it? As you wish.
Rongi. This Amoa man seems lost in thought. His clothes are neat and clean, but he's tugging on the fringe of his sash, which he's worried into a long loose thread. He looks up at you, his bleary eyes suddenly sharp and alert.
What say? You are new to Tikawara?
He nods, looking you up and down. Yes, what do you do here?
I weave baskets and mats, strong and soft, just as my mother's cousin taught me.
He smiles with real pride.
In the afternoon, I will go to the trading post to sell them. Of course, all that I earn goes back to the Ranga first. This is prize share.
He rushes to add the latter part. Prize share?
Ikira, we trust in our Ranga to dispense our food, goods, and coin to the tribe. The Mataru get the best of all, and then the Kwaru. The Raparu share what is left among themselves. Mukumu sees to it that Tamao is made an example of what breaking prize share looks like.
Rongi frowns to himself. What do you do here?
I weave back
Oh,
in
we
the
already asked
after-
that.
Of course. All that I earn. Ikira, what say?
So, I'm getting weird lag. Oh, there we go. That's better now. I don't think the game is optimized super good. That's okay though. It's fine. Tiana. A seasoned Hawana woman rests her elbows on the drum like it's the only thing keeping her upright. She passes the hide skin, the percussion no more effortful than a sigh. She opens her eyes as you approach. Blinking, she crosses her arms and regards Takehu with a patient, expectant look.
Tiana, what a surprise! I say, I could not find you after your Ranga moved the tribe.
He steps forward and clasps her hands, smiling warmly. She pats his hand before calmly pulling away from his touch. Takehu blinks and clears his throat, looking elsewhere. What'd you do to deserve that?
I say I will leave the thinking to the days after this guppy loses his tail.
He smiles and sighs. She nods at you, smiling, and rests the palm on the skin of her drum. What do you do here? Tipping her head to the side, her mouth curves up in a cautious smile. She touches her brow with 2 fingers, then she gives the drum a pair of playful taps. This might have been an introduction. Don't you speak? A deep wrinkled scar traces a winding path down her neck. She tilts her head to the side and beckons you to look closer. She raises 1 finger and points to a dried hoof knotted to her belt. Then she makes a gesture of pulling back and releasing a bowstring several times in rapid succession. Grinning, she snaps one of her fingers and leans once more against the drum with a satisfied sigh.
I admit it. I like this one.
She rolls her eyes at Maya and shoos her away. I'm gonna tap on the drum. You play a short, hesitant beat. She bites the inside of her cheek and considers before drumming a quick response with her knuckles. Then she beats harder, faster rhythm. Beats a harder, faster rhythm and steps back, grinning at you. Play something together. She places a hand on her hip, skeptical as you start to build up a rhythm. Eventually she bobs her head and smiles a little wider. She eases in closer, your shoulders touching, and beats on the drum fast enough to build a tempo without outpacing you. Her rhythm responds, changes the tune, introducing complexity while keeping the spirit of the original alive. She closes her eyes and sways in place. The flow of her movements make the beat look effortless, but her arms are a constant blur. In the village below, heads begin to bob, furrowed brows momentarily relax. Finally, she breaks the rhythm and steps back, shaking out her arms and sucking in deep breaths. She tips her head to you, gratitude and recognition mingling with her exhaustion.
Akara, I know that look.
Very well. Alright, we're going to end the video here. I'm going to do a full restart and see if we can fix whatever lag problems going on. Maybe I just have like Windows Defenders doing a scan or something like that, but we'll figure that out. I'm going to call this one here, though we're 22 minutes in, so it's not like we're in dire straits. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. I will see you guys next time. Take care.